Got to get it all. Got to get my head wrapped around it all.
Where would you like to start?
Well, where do you want to start? You ask me.
Who's starting?
Who's starting? Well, assuming Tatum goes through and he's okay. Terry, Tatum, Marcus Morris, Gershon, and Baines.
So let's start alphabetical. Al Horford?
First name. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Al is he's feeling a little bit better. He was knocked out through really through yesterday. He did go to the gym yesterday evening to try to shoot around a little bit. Felt pretty weak. Went through some stuff this morning. Still didn't feel great. Probably just erring on the side of caution with that. But at the same time, he hasn't done anything for 4 days. So try to get him feeling great. You know, heading into the weekend. So he should be back. He should be back and ready to roll by Friday, hopefully.
What's he have, the flu?
He had whatever bug was going around.
Daniel, there's a report that he could get some
lower back.
Do you know what was there something happened?
I think it's just, you know, stuff that you deal with over the course of 67 games. He went through everything this morning. They went through extra work afterwards, and they listed him to see after he would come through here. I would think he's going to play.
If everyone else were healthy, would Tatum sit out tonight because of that back?
No. If he can't go, we won't play. There's, you know, we're not gonna. If he's gonna obviously be prioritized health standpoint.
Coach, do you run your basic stuff with
No,
a new group?
I don't think so. I think we'll have to do a couple of different things, and we'll cut our menu back and do some things that we don't do as much when we're a little bit bigger. You know, there's a chance that we'll be big. There's a chance we could be super big at times. Maybe you'll see a Greg Monroe at the 3 lineup.
Daniel, there's a report he could have surgery tomorrow.
Daniel's going to have surgery tomorrow, and we'll be out for the season, as we said the other day.
KYRIE and Marcus Smart.
Okay, Jaylen. Jaylen's great as far as he's progressing in the right direction. Still hasn't started any progression from the concussion protocol. Still has a little bit of a lingering headache, but is clearly better. You know, hopefully all goes well and he can start that this weekend, but he will not travel with us. He will not be at either game.
KYRIE.
KYRIE was a little bit better again each day. Not playing tonight, unlikely for Friday. Plan is to have him travel though, so could play in one of the games on the road.
Did he have any imaging or anything?
He did. Everything looked great, which is good. And it was just got some soreness and some pain in that knee, and not something that you wouldn't have guessed he'd have some of. But obviously, creeping up twice in 10 days, we want to be very careful with that.
And you spoke about Marcus on the radio, but what is the latest?
Marcus Smart did the thumb at the end of the game the other day, or in the 4th quarter or 3rd quarter sometime. Sprained it. Assessing how significant the ligament damage is through his, our docs. He's going to go talk to another doc about what the chances are of being able to play without further an injury, and also if it necessitates surgery or not, and what the recovery time would be. After all that information is gathered, he'll make a decision along with all of us on the rest of the year. And again, we'll know more next week.
How disheartening.
So that's all I've got for the week. Yeah, we'll see y'all. Have fun.
How you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's part of it. We've got a heck of a challenge in front of us tonight, and it's obviously even more so when you're limited with numbers. But schedule makers don't feel sorry for you. The other team doesn't feel sorry for you. You got to go out and compete.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, this team has had to adjust with injuries before, but what is the level of concern right now, knowing that playoffs are a month away?
We'll see how this all shakes itself out. But we've got capable players on the team, 1 through 15, and this is a great opportunity for other guys. When we sent Gershon to Maine, we said a couple of years ago Terry Rozier went to Maine for almost a month, and we didn't have him in our rotation. Then we had a couple of injuries, then Avery Bradley gets hurt, and now he's playing 20 minutes in the playoffs. And that's just the way it goes. And that's why you utilize all of your resources to get everybody ready. and everybody ready to go. So it's been a weird year from the stand. I've never been, like I said the other day, I've never been through anything like this. Nobody had asked me about Smart, so I knew that part, but it's just been a weird year in that regard.
Right. So much was made at the beginning of the year about how you were going to, really work to manage players, especially have them ready with rest for spring. How has all of this changed any of that, if it
Well,
has?
I mean, the good news is when we've looked at it, we've played those guys less minutes than a lot of guys, and it's just one of those things. And so at the end of the day, all of these, especially Marcus, we'll see what happens with him, but Theis and Gordon are just injuries that happen when you're playing basketball. Unfortunately, it's just the way it goes sometimes, and again, we'll have to adjust and respond.
I do have one.
This close to April, obviously you guys are banged up. The Wizards have lost 5 in the last 7 games, and you're banged up without John Wall. You put any stock into it being this close to the playoffs that maybe these two teams are not looking playoff ready? And I guess the question should be, this close to April, would you like to be looking playoff ready?
We won 6 straight games here my second year heading into the playoffs and got swept in 4. So everybody gets a new lease on life when that regular season ends and the playoffs start. The key is to be in it, to be as healthy as you can be, obviously, but then to maximize the guys that are on your roster and be, to play as well as you can. Clearly the Wizards, are going to be even better when John gets back, when John's full go, and if he gets a couple games under his belt before the playoffs, that's really going to help him and help them. Everybody knows how good they are. Everybody knows how much of a challenge they are to play against. I think that stuff, I think we can all write a narrative that, maybe will show itself true, but oftentimes it resets itself. I always think about, there was a period there where a bunch of Super Bowl winners had lost a few games towards the end of the regular season, but caught lightning in a bottle through the Super Bowl. And I just think the playoffs are a whole new thing.
That sounds like a conversation you've had with Bill.
No, just paying attention to the results.
Brad, is a roster move at all a possibility given now that Marcus is down?
Like I said, we're going to wait and see on Marcus, obviously, first and foremost. And then, we are having those talks and discussions. I'd say unlikely.
What was your conversation with Gershon like when you told him that he was going to be starting, and how does he, coming into a situation, he's a guy who's played a little bit but not played a lot for you this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's what we told him. When you tell a guy he's going to the G League for a month or for an extended period of time, I'm not sure that he hears you when you say, and you better be ready when you get back. And all that goes into that, and because I think he's thinking about, well, I probably won't play a lot, but then that's why you do it, and that's why those guys are so valuable up there to get minutes that they can.
Is Jabari Bird healthy?
But with all, this is kind of unprecedented with all these injuries. So how much do you have to take a step back and kind of re-examine what you guys want to do on the court with such different personnel?
We're not going to throw out our system on both sides of the court for a week. I think that at the end of the day, we're going to play it as well as we can. We'll add some new actions. We'll do some different things, but we're not going to throw out who we are. We've played really well all year, and we've dealt with injuries all year. Started 6 minutes into the season, and we've figured it out. And, that's the expectation. We're just going to work as hard as we can, put in as much as we can that fits, and try our best to figure it out. Jabari's out too, back spasms. Been out since January 10th, so he's getting closer to returning.
Can you just talk about how much growth Terry has added to players since his rookie year?
Yeah, Terry's tremendous, but that was all expected. He's got great work ethic, great competitiveness, great toughness, great athleticism. Was probably the guy through the draft that you said he's for sure going to get better with all those intangibles.